Okay. Now let's talk about Minnesota Lynx, Cheryl Reeve, Christie, caitlinclark, Indianafever. But before we get started, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Gertie Mac Show and taking y'all time to subscribe to my channel, liking and sharing all the videos. I really appreciate all that. Now let's go. So Cheryl Reeve got her revenge back like the nerds against caitlinclark and Indianafever. You know, the last time they played, caitlinclark and them celebrated with a victorious win right there on their home court. And then, of course, with all the talk about Cheryl Reeve, caitlinclark, and all this kind of stuff, back and forth, being snubbed, all this, there was a good win for them. Now, Minnesota pulled this win out 90-80. That was a good victory to have. And they also, with this win, have clinched the WNBA 2024 playoffs. Now, also, what we got to talk about in this video is we got to talk about Christie's sides, but we also got to give some credit to Cheryl Reeve, and we'll get to that at the end, because you don't have to like her, but when it comes to coaching and this team that she has, they are proven. No superstars. They don't have a caitlinclark. They don't have none of that, but they are winning, and they're in the playoffs. Now, Christie's sides, caitlinclark, they got 2 victories after the break. And it looked like, hey, they were going to be a force to be reckoned with. But now they matched up with Minnesota Lynx. And Cheryl Reeve basically exposed Christie's side's coaching. And have a lot of people that already been saying Christie's side should be at the nearest unemployment line, standing in line like a soldier. But now Christie's side, when she do her post-game interviews, this is where she kind of lose people at. So she responded to them losing to Minnesota Lynx, and this is what she had to say.
That is a really good basketball team. That is a really good basketball team to beat Vegas twice and then come in here and play the way they did, hit the shots they hit on a back-to-back. Just a really good basketball team. You know, there's some things that we've been really working on that we weren't our best at tonight, which is transition defense. I don't think we got back in transition D very well. Gave them some open looks early. Got to do better with that. But that also starts with taking care of the basketball. I think we had 16 turnovers for 16 points. The 2 games at home this last weekend, I think we had 10 or 11 turnovers. So just, you know, again, that's a really good basketball team. We are trying to get to who they are.
Christie's sides, y'all can be a great basketball team as well. I understand giving credit to them that they're a good basketball team, but you had a number 1 draft pick, caitlinclark, and y'all can have the opportunity to be that great team. But no, y'all let Minnesota Lynx creep and shuffle all around that basketball court. To the left, to the left, to the right, to the right. Now, you had the trade deadlines the other day. I want to say it was August 20th. Lynn Dunn, Christie's sides, and everybody else in the front office, y'all are not making no changes to bring people in to support and build around caitlinclark, Lil Boston, whoever y'all want to build around. Because your highest player is on the bench, coming off the bench, and better than play, Erica Wheeler. Y'all got to get somebody in there to support and build around. Yeah, y'all had 2 good games where Kelsey Mitchell did her thing. You had that. But we're talking about longevity. Y'all going to have to think about longevity when it comes to this team being great day in, day out, game after game. Of course, you might have some off days, but there was a winnable game. But y'all got to improve. Now, we got to give Cheryl Reeve some credit. Cheryl Reeve is a great coach. You ain't got to like her. But what you have to realize is that when it comes to the Minnesota Lynx, they perform. They in the playoffs at the end of the day. Now, this was like the second sold-out game in Minnesota. She responded to that. The reporter asked the question. And I like the fact that the reporter didn't say anything about sold out because of caitlinclark or none of that kind of stuff. It just said it was our second most sold out game. But she also responded about being upset with her defense in that second quarter. But y'all check out what Cheryl Reeve had to say.
And I can speak to today's. We were very disappointed with our defense. Our second quarter was just horrendous. This is probably about as upset I've been since the first LA game out in LA. And so we challenged them. We showed them some stuff on video, and we just said, if we want to win, it's got to be, we got to be the best defensive team in the league today. We can't have spurts where we play great defense, and so that was our focus, and I thought that we responded in that way, and we're better throughout the second half. Not perfect, but definitely better.
And on defense, Maisha Hines-Allen playing every minute of the fourth quarter. Just what was your impressions of her performance tonight, playing and getting for first sort of extended run in a game at home?
We needed her physicality, plain and simple. We needed her willingness to compete in the post, her willingness to compete for rebounds. Just really hard to play against. So we needed that, and then we did something that we hadn't necessarily considered before, and we just moved feet of the three. And so that lineup. And to make sure that we were rebounding the basketball and providing the necessary length and help. Because our help in the second quarter was non-existent. We started standing around and letting them drive and got, 26 points in the paint in the first half, which is obviously a terrible number. But yeah, I think for Maisha, that's what that was about.
Speaking of Collier moving to the three, it looked like she had really good success scoring, doing post-ups.
Yep.
Just what was your assessment of her playing at the three tonight?
I think she, in terms of finding the spots to dive in there and post up and want the basketball, I think we had players that were able, to pass her in good situations, and she, moved on the perimeter and, slashed. From whether it was in a ball screen, off ball, cuts. Thought she was active the entire game. So she was able to continue, honestly, the same stuff that she did at a four, but she just was able to do it at the three.
And then Heidemann is just stringing together a few really good games.
Yeah.
What's your impression on kind of her hot streak right now?
Honestly, it may look like a hot streak, but this is more of who she's been in her career. And so this is a correction that we were hoping for her in particular, because it's been a difficult thing to go through, to be such a good shooter for your career and to be struggling mightily before the break. And so this is a welcomed correction. You're welcome.
Can you this team was playing its third game in 4 nights on the second half of back-to-back against a young team that hadn't played since Sunday. Mm-hmm. You guys jumped out, struggled a little bit in the second, but the grit that this team showed, I think, to maybe shake off what had to be some fatigue. Can you just talk about that a little bit?
I don't know. We didn't really talk about it. We didn't think about it. I don't think you can think about it. Maybe they were tired. I don't know. We just didn't have time for that, to be a mindset. We got to win our home games. And we knew, this weekend was a special weekend. Not just the series with Vegas and how important we felt like that was in terms of who we want to be. And our, appropriate response to, beating a team and, kind of mimicking playoffs. And then just obviously the special nature of having our legends back in the building for both nights. I think we all felt all of that. Obviously the energy in the building last night and tonight was special. And I honestly don't think they thought about being tired. We tried to get players out that maybe looked like they were tired, but that was definitely not a narrative.
Biggest regular season crowd in franchise history.
You said second or biggest?
The regular season, biggest regular season, second overall.
Uh-huh.
But is it? Do you think it's just a coincidence that the number was 19,023?
There's very creative for the people that call attendance. I suspect it was not a coincidence. It probably has something to do with 23 in the rafters.
So you heard Cheryl Reeve refer to the sold-out crowd being 19,023 people, packed in there like a can of sardines. But you see, she referred to maybe it's the 23. Well, 23 is because a WNBA legend for Minnesota Lynx, Maya Moore, number was 23, and they retired her number. Now, she played her entire career, if I'm not mistaken, for Minnesota Lynx, and she was the first overall pick, #1 draft pick in the 2011 WNBA draft. And she also gave the team 4 WNBA championships. So, hey, congrats to Maya Moore on her retirement. And I think she's a coach now, but this was a good win and a good moment for Minnesota Lynx, and they had that celebration right there on their home court. Like I say, Indianafever got another game coming up. Minnesota Lynx, they are in the playoffs, and they're going to be a team that you got to look out for. They can potentially bring home that WNBA championship, but Christie is going to have to find a way to put it together at the end of the day. But y'all get in the comments, tell what y'all think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share this video. Also, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I drop another video. And also, follow my social media, @GradyMac15. Holla.